Hello, welcome back to Gas Buteo Tabletop Football. It is Friday night, and if your household is anything like mine, then Friday night is Buteo night. It's also quiz night, so I've got to hurry up, really. Right, so what we're doing today, this, as you just saw, is not a pint of milk that I'm drinking. This is a mix of PVA glue and water, 50-50 mix. I've got a paintbrush around here somewhere. What we're going to do, we're actually going to put on some of the texture. Now, let's have a quick, move the milk out of the way. What we're going to do, a quick update on what's going on. If you remember, I was a bit concerned about this not really drying very well, but I'm glad to report it is rock hard now. I'm actually glad I did it out of that grout adhesive now, because the whole thing is solid. It's taken about 4 weeks to get there, but it's actually rock-like texture, and I'm glad of that. I'm happy with it now. And where we dry brushed it as well, some of the highlights on the rocks have come out, so it's looking good. But now we're about to mess it all up. What I'm going to do is brush on some of this PVA mixed glue. PVA, pretty easy to get hold of. I had a big tub of it from doing some plastering when we moved in this house, so I've used a bit of that in there. And then what we're going to do is apply some of the grass. Terrifying thought. Now, we're taking a bit of advice that was given on the group. We're going to use a sieve to apply the grass, because it is very fine. I know it's probably quite difficult for you to see on there, but it's like it's almost like iron filings, but really very fine. So first we want to do is put on some of the PVA glue. Now I'm going to put this a bit randomly, so a bit at the bottom, because we want grass down the bottom of there. We've got the masking tape on there, so that should be good. And again with this, like I was saying before, it's almost like you've got to remember it's nature, right? It grows naturally. Nature, right? Sound like a kiddie. It's nature, so it grows randomly. So we can't really focus on being too neat all the time. What I've got to remember though is not to have it doing that, running down so much. And what we can do is if I put a bit on here and then we have to redo it, that's not so bad. Less is often more, that's what you say. Seems to be the way with Rovers goals at the minute. Less is bloody less. Should we have a little chat about Rovers while I'm doing this? What does everyone think of them? How they're getting on? Do appreciate not everyone on this channel is probably a Rovers fan. You might be here just because you want to watch me mess this up. Or you could be here because you just like a bit of Subbuteo. Which I haven't played a game for a while. I do promise we'll get round to a game soon. Right, so I'm dabbing this on here. Yeah, Rovers at the minute. Oh, tragic. I just don't know what's going on. I don't know how we can get out of it. Keep getting these managers in. Joey Barton at the minute, but I keep thinking he's the man for it. I mean, he'll call a spade, won't he? So you can only think the players are getting a right roasting after all these games. Right, I think for now, I quite like this bit as a rocky outcrop, so I might keep it like that. I think for now, we'll put a bit of grass down there. Put that aside. Now let's put some of this on. This is exciting. Ooh. So I'm going to sprinkle it in here first. Oh, look at that, a bit of it came out. Right, you do a bit at a time. And I'm going to sieve it on. Now I know you can't see down the bottom where that's falling, but by God, that does actually look like grass. That's bloody amazing, look at it. So I'm just going to sieve that over there. Presumably when this dries, I'll be able to just, if you pardon the expression, blow off the rest of it. Can't remember where I put the glue now. And then maybe even sand off the top of some of the rocks. So I'm going to go down here. That does, the sieve, that is a brilliant idea using the sieve. So look at that, that's plastering over there. A bit down here, you can't see that off camera, but much of the same sort of thing. And a bit down at the bottom. Let's have a bit more in. So that does look quite impressive already. I mean, I'm assuming that once it dries and I blast over it, a lot of it's going to come off, but it looks alright, doesn't it? Put some more in. So, I don't know if you can see from the camera there, it's really, really very fine indeed. Let's put a bit more down here. I'll move the camera around, excuse the movement of the camera, but have a look what's going on then. So we'll put that down there as well. Move you back. Excuse my hand all over there. And that's the last bit of that. Right, what I'm going to do now is let that dry for quite a while. Make sure it's all completely embedded in. I'm going to put a bit more of it down here. And then once it's dry, give it a blast over with something, blow the bits off, and then see what it looks like and see if we need to apply a second level. But, right, I'm going to move the camera now as well, so bear with me. Let's see if we can get... That looks moderately convincing for a mountainside, do you not think? Move down here. I do want to keep some of the sort of rocks sticking out, but that, I mean, that does look like a rock formation, doesn't it? Let's be honest. So that's the stage we're at a minute. Let that dry, see where we go with that. Make sure I zoom in on it properly. There we go. I have got quite a lot. I think I overdid it on the PVA glue. About bloody half a pint of that left. And talking of half a pint, I think it's time that I got in and did our Friday night quiz and spent some time with my missus. Also, I better sneak the sieve back into the kitchen without knowing. Anyway, until next time, up the gas, innit? Let's hope we get a win tomorrow. Certainly need it. Hopefully we can crawl our way out of the relegation zone. Anyway, laters guys, up the gas.